I'm Seher Zama. You are with the big story. The top focus continues to be these developments that have come in. Ex-Congress leader Jyotiraditya Scindia has officially today joined the BJP in the presence of the BJP Chief JP Nadda. And this is after he gave in his resignation yesterday after having been in the Congress for 18 years. Scindia said this was a life-altering moment for him. And he took this decision because the Congress is no longer the party that it used to be. Just hours after him joining, his name then was also given as the BJP's candidate for the Rajya Sabha from Madhya Pradesh.
वर्तमान में जो स्थिति कांग्रेस पार्टी में है वो कांग्रेस पार्टी आज नहीं रही जो पहले थी। और तीन मुख्य बिंदु हैं। एक तो वास्तविकता से इंकार करना, और वास्तविकता से इंकार करके जो इबारत लिखी जाती है उसका समावेश न करना।
Let's get in more details. Our correspondent Ayushman getting us those inputs. Ayushman, one of course being the immediate confirmation that his name has been given for the Rajya Sabha, the BJP leader from the state of Madhya Pradesh. So that is one thing that was promised to him soon after the resignation. What else?
Well, sir, it was only a matter of time as to when the formal induction of Jyotiraditya Scindia will take place, and that's what we all were waiting for. And at 12:30 we were told, but that obviously took time, and it was around 3 o'clock when Scindia was there in front of JP Nadda. He joined the BJP, and soon after that the formal information came that Jyotiraditya Scindia along with Harsh Singh Chauhan would be the candidates for Rajya Sabha. Important is the remark which has come from Digvijay Singh, in which he has said that even the Congress was ready to give the Rajya Sabha seat, but Jyotiraditya Scindia did not pay any attention to that, and in fact he was determined to go out of the party, and that is clearly visible from what he said after joining, that Congress party is somewhere changed. It is not recognizing the reality, and that is why he felt that there was no more point left in working there, and now the reality is Jyotiraditya Scindia has joined the Bharatiya Janata Party today.
Ayushman, please stay with us. We're going to take a listen into one of the quickest reactions, the first reactions, in fact, that came in soon after Jyotiraditya Scindia joining the BJP. And this came in from the BJP leader, the former Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Shivraj Singh Chauhan, welcoming this decision, saying that he's happy to have Scindia in the fold of the BJP.
श्रीमान ज्योतिरादित्य सिंधिया जी भारतीय जनता पार्टी के परिवार में सम्मिलित हुए हैं, और इसलिए एक तरफ माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्रीमान नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में विश्वास करते हुए सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास के मूल मंत्र को मानते हुए हमारे राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष जेपी नड्डा जी के नेतृत्व में अमित शाह जी के साथ राष्ट्र की सेवा के लिए, जनता की सेवा के लिए उन्होंने भारतीय जनता पार्टी को चुना है। मैं उनका भारतीय जनता पार्टी में हृदय से स्वागत करता हूं।
Let's also look at how this is now broken out into resort politics with each of those camps, MLAs being holed up in different resorts here. The BJP MLAs of Madhya Pradesh have been flown into Gurugram. In Bhopal, Congress MLAs have been flown in to Jaipur. The number crunching which is still on, so all is not over yet as far as the government in Madhya Pradesh is concerned. Our correspondent Mohit is getting us further inputs here on this. Mohit, what are your sources telling you here with respect to how the numbers are stacking? Is it an absolute given that we have all the 22 rebel MLAs joining the BJP?
Well, that is the question that everybody is asking. You see, if we talk about these numbers now, the Congress party leaders over here, the CM Kamal Nath, they have maintained that they are still in talk with the 19 MLAs who have resigned. Now, you see, today an interesting development happened. The legal cell of the Congress party went to the speaker's house and said that all the 6 ministers who were supporting Scindia, right now they are in Bengaluru, they should be expelled from the party because of, rather their ministries, because of the anti-party activities and anti government activities also. Now, they did not ask for the suspension, expulsion of all these 19 other MLAs. So somehow, somewhere, some backward talks are going on that finally some consensus could be reached. And also, what we are being told is that many of the MLAs who were siding with Jyotiraditya Scindia, they said that they left from the party because they thought that Maharaj was not given adequate respect in the party, proper representation in the party, but they will not join the BJP. So that permutation and combination, whether they have been worked out, it remains to be seen. Because you see, what we are getting to know is that his name from Rajya Sabha is also confirmed. So Jyotiraditya Scindia would be the candidate from Rajya Sabha for the BJP. But then whether all these MLAs who have resigned from the Congress party, whether they will support BJP, that remains to be seen.
And yes, whether they could be accommodated in the new state government there in Madhya Pradesh here as well. But is there going to be a new government, or can Kamal Nath bounce back? Arvind, as far as the Congress MLAs who've been taken into Jaipur, what's the number count? Are we still looking at 93? Any more added to that?
Yes, that's right. 93 was never a number. Earlier, we were told that there were 88 Congress MLA and 4 independent MLA which would be coming to Jaipur. But ultimately, the number has come down, and 94 is the number who were all people, including the service crew on that charter plane which has come from Bhopal to Jaipur. So, actual number of MLA is what we've been told by our sources is 83 of Congress and 3 of the independent MLA. So 86 MLA, what our sources are telling us, are in 2 Jaipur resort. Here in Jaipur, one resort I am standing in front of, you can clearly see behind me that there is flurry of activity. Even the Ashok Gehlot, Chief Minister of Rajasthan himself, had come to this resort, and he and his personal team is overseeing all the arrangement here. But as far as the number game is concerned, crunching is going on. Ashok Gehlot has met Jeetu Patwari, Mukul Vasnik and Harish Rawat for quite a long time here in this resort, crunching the number. But our sources also tells us that there can be some gain for Kamal Nath in those who have been putting up in Bangalore, but it is yet to be confirmed. So clearly, the next 3 or 4 days are going to be crucial for not only Kamal Nath government, but the BJP's tactics also, that whether they would be able to muster the number to ensure the fall of the Kamal Nath government, and then to ensure that Jyotiraditya Scindia would be elected as a Rajya Sabha seat, because 3 seats are there in which the number for 2 seats in Madhya Pradesh is in favor of Congress, and for 1 seat it is in favor of BJP. So clearly we would have to wait and see that how the numbers pan out, because democracy is all about the head counts.
Yes, stay with us. Our correspondent, my colleague Ayushman there also, who's of course been getting us these inputs with respect to Delhi developments. Ayushman, this is number crunching which is going on in other states and other resorts here. But the biggest development in Delhi, and to what extent him joining the BJP now could have an impact on the other numbers. We still need to hear in from those supporters who are the 22 MLAs who are in Bengaluru. They haven't shifted position yet. There are sources telling us there, Ayushman, that they're sending out video messages to say that they stand with whatever decision Scindia takes.
Well, like Sahar Mohit was pointing out from Bhopal, that all these MLAs, they were rallying behind Jyotiraditya Scindia. Now he has been sent to Rajya Sabha. The mind game here is what are these MLAs getting? These are 22 MLAs. Will all of them get a representation in the cabinet? That seems unlikely. So definitely the Kamal Nath government and the duo of Kamal Nath and Digvijay Singh, along with the senior party leadership, is trying to woo these people. They are saying that they are in contact with them as well, so that few people can be brought back into the fold. But if this number continues, sir, what we have seen in the national capital, immediately after Jyotiraditya Scindia put in his paper, immediately after that, 22 of the MLAs gave the resignation, and that actually made the Kamal Nath government in Madhya Pradesh as a minority government. Now, what happens after this? Because today, a significant development has taken place in Karnataka. D.K. Shivkumar, who has been the troubleshooter of the Congress has been made the Congress's state unit chief, and now he is in fact meeting the disgruntled MLAs at one of the places. Now, will these MLAs be pacified? Can they come back into the fold of Kamal Nath? That becomes a bigger question. But for now, with these 22 MLAs resignation, the government is definitely not in a safe mode,
Right.
and they are currently in a minority in number, and only after a floor test it can be decided whether Kamal Nath can actually pass this test or not.
Yes, Mohit, the fast manner in which we had seen a quick first reaction that immediately came in from Shivraj Singh Chauhan there soon after Scindia joining the BJP. Shivraj Singh Chauhan sitting along with Scindia's aunt, saying that this is a question of Ghar Wapsi, coming back into the BJP fold, and this is what the family has done, even in establishing Jan Sangh and in invoking the memory of his grandmother there. On ground there in Madhya Pradesh, is there a sense that this new team, which Shivraj Singh Chauhan himself said, it's going to be good to have Scindia with his team now?
Well, you see, this was waiting to happen, and you see, this is not the first time that Shivraj Singh Chauhan had the idea that Jyotiraditya Scindia will be joining the BJP. He was the one, before all these announcements were made, that was again and again was in contact, and rather regular contact of Jyotiraditya Scindia. He was the one who made sure that Jyotiraditya Scindia meets the top brass of the BJP. So he was camping in Delhi for past many days, and he was rather assuring the top brass of the BJP that if the supporters of Jyotiraditya Scindia part away from the government, then, and if they come together with Jyotiraditya Scindia to the BJP, then they can form the government. So this was the formula that was worked upon. But now what Congress party is saying, that they are in regular contact of their 19 MLAs. So now if these 19 MLAs again join the Congress party, then what exactly the combination will be, we have to wait and watch. And as of now, it doesn't seem that Congress will concede defeat that easily.
All right. Arvind, final question to you here. In a response, if at all there's coming from the Congress or from the Congress MLAs who are now holed up in Jaipur, on the shaming that came in from Scindia as far as the Congress is there, in mincing no words, in saying that the state of affairs in the state of Madhya Pradesh is a mess, at the national level it's a different mess altogether.
Yes, that's right, Seher, but partly because when these MLAs descended at Jaipur airport, we have tried to talk to them. Sajjan Singh, one of the senior minister and who was holding the PWD portfolio, clearly said that he would be going back to Bangalore to talk to those MLAs. Still, the Congress party is putting in effort to convince those MLAs that whether they would be able to come back or not, because when the MLAs would see that what ultimately they would get, because fact of the matter is that no politician want a back-to-back election, and what Madhav Rao Scindia has offered them is a back-to-back election, and they may not be sure that they would be coming back or not. So clearly this would be playing on the mind, as my colleagues have already pointed out. But these people who have come to Jaipur, we have tried to talk to them, and they were very sure that Kamal Nath would get the number and they would relax and chill out here in Jaipur and see the religious places in and around Jaipur till the number game is settled by Kamal Nath there in Bhopal. Back to you.
All right. Many thanks, Arvind, Ayushman, for getting us those inputs here. This is where a lot of fingers are being pointed at as well, as far as the Congress leadership is concerned, and with that allegation that they weren't available to listen in to Scindia. Congress MP Rahul Gandhi has today evaded questions when asked about Jyotiraditya Scindia's exit, but he did in a tweet break his silence in choosing to take a jibe at the central government. This is what he said, and I quote, PMO India, while you were busy destabilizing an elected Congress government, you may have missed noticing 35% crash in the global oil prices. Could you please pass on this benefit to Indians by slashing petrol prices? Will help boost the stalled economy, unquote.
Any word on Scindia ji quitting? Sir, on this Delhi riots and the suspension of 7 MPs. Suspension of 7 MPs.
Yeah, we are discussing that.
The latest now on the coronavirus cases in India, which has now further shot up to 60. And this is with 10 new cases reported today, 8 from the state of Kerala, 1 from Delhi and 1 from Rajasthan. Coronavirus issue and the measures that the government has continued to take has been mentioned in the Rajya Sabha today as well. External Affairs Minister saying that testing and screening is in full swing. Efforts that are on to bring back stranded Indians in other countries as well. Also, Air India flight, which was carrying 80 passengers that arrived from Italy, affected Milan, has now been directly taken to an isolation bay at the Delhi airport, and they were being screened there itself. Indian government has also increased the number of countries where visa restrictions have been imposed further.
As a precautionary measure, direct flights between India and Iran were temporarily suspended with effect from 27 February. Advisories were issued to avoid travel and returning passengers were started to be screened. We have been regularly issuing travel advisories and visa guidelines that reflect the situations in countries of concern. E-visas and visa on arrival have been temporarily suspended in certain cases. Precautionary measures are also being taken on all our land borders as well as air and sea entry points.
And the worst affected state of Kerala, which is the worst hit, the state government has further stepped up measures. In all, 17 cases of coronavirus that have been reported in Kerala itself. The latest here being of most concern because this is an elderly couple in their 80s. They contracted coronavirus from their son who returned from Italy, and they're believed to be in a critical condition. The couple is currently undergoing treatment at a government medical college in Kottayam, and the state government has given in more orders. All public programs to be suspended till the end of the month. Also, schools till class 7 will remain closed and theatres to remain shut as well. Also, the Travancore Devaswam Board President has also appealed here to devotees to avoid visiting the Sabrimala temple.
So all the positive cases are stable, but we have to think about that old aged people, that 85 year and 96 year. They were in close contact with these 3 people who were returned from Italy, their parents, and we are somewhat afraid because they have some old age problems, etc. And they are most vulnerable people, you know. In the world itself, we find that the old age peoples are more vulnerable to this virus, and we are watching them eagerly and giving all support to save their lives.
Our correspondent Vivek is getting us further details here. Vivek, to what the state health minister there has stated that the elderly couple and in this in coronavirus cases where elders are believed to be most susceptible to this infection, and these of course both being above 80.
Exactly, that is the biggest concern in front of the health officials. Both of them are aged above 85. One is 86 and one is 92. Now, both of them do have ailments. They have health issues because of the age, and more on top of that, now that they have tested positive for coronavirus, which means their immunity is comparatively less when compared to the youngsters below the age of 80 or below the age of 50. Now, what is more to be understood here is that the government is providing all the facilities for them. Both of them are right now in the Kottayam, in a hospital, in a government hospital right now, in the isolation ward, in the ICU. Government is, the doctors are closely monitoring their health condition. But what is more alarming today is that, 10 people out of the 55 who came from Italy in 3 flights, 10 of them has been moved to the Kalamasheri Medical College Hospital after there was suspicion of fever, headache, cough, and other symptoms of COVID-19, and hence they have been treated. Also, the government is checking all possible ways to make sure that this particular virus, could be contained. Because most of those people who are coming from European countries, especially from Italy and Germany, are being monitored, because most of the cases till now reported out of the 14, all these people are from Italy, there are a lot of people who are still stranded in Italy, and they are appealing to the state government and the central government to make sure that their travel to India has been facilitated, has been speeded up, basically because there is a circular that has been raised, that has been put out by the DGCA. They want that circular to be revoked and make sure that everyone who's stranded out there is being moved to Kerala or to the various parts of the country and provide the state-of-the-art facilities. They say that they don't have any issue in being in quarantine for week and yes.
Absolutely. And Vivek, thank you for those details. But taking up from what Vivek has just said, this is as far as travel advisories for passengers is concerned. Government has now also issued a fresh travel advisory. My colleague Aarti getting us those details.
That's right, Seher. The government, of course, putting in place a number of travel restrictions and advisories, more than restrictions in that sense, urging people to avoid non-essential travel as much as possible to the following countries, given the global outbreak of coronavirus. So the countries of China, Japan, South Korea, Iran, Italy, Germany, France, and Spain. These are the countries that the government has said, please avoid non-essential travel as much as possible. Remember, especially the countries of Iran, China, and Italy have almost become the epicenters of this after China, Italy, and Iran becoming the major hubs of coronavirus. So the government advisory coming in for all these countries. Now, if you can actually look at the specific advisories where the government has put into place regarding these, the first is to avoid non-essential travel abroad entirely wherever possible, specifically to these countries. But it's an advisory that is issued in public health and interest given the outbreak of coronavirus. Specifically, avoid travel to China, Italy, Iran, South Korea, Japan, France, Spain, and Germany. These are the countries which have seen the maximum number of cases. In fact, India is trying to bring back some of our citizens who are stuck in these countries, screening them and then bringing them back. So Indians have been advised to not travel to these countries. People from the affected countries are to be quarantined for 2 weeks. There are a number of screening processes that have been put in place at all the airports across the country. In fact, some of these countries, if citizens have to fly back in, they actually need a certificate saying that they have no health issues at all. And the ones who return, if they show any symptoms, they are to be quarantined for 2 weeks. The next, of course, is that the visas to France, Germany, Spain nationals, and this is important to mention here, nationals to these countries who want to come into India, that has currently been suspended as a precautionary measure. The other advisory and the other attempt that the government is making is also that visas to Chinese nationals remain suspended, whereas visas to Italy, Iran, South Korea, and Japanese nationals are also suspended. These are precautionary measures that the government has put into place to ensure that it is not carried, that the germs or infected people are not brought into the country and end up infecting some more Indians here. And finally, Indians who are returning from Italy, South Korea as well are to carry test certificates essentially saying that they have been tested and they're showing no symptoms of coronavirus, they're not showing any symptoms of a flu, and they are fit to travel. That's only after that they produce these certificates will they be allowed to enter into India. So these are the advisories that the government has put into place essentially to ensure that coronavirus is contained in India.
Absolutely. Undoubtedly, Aarti, a lot of travel there now being scrutinized, specifically with respect to the worst affected countries here. Thank you for those inputs. And with that information, on that note, it is a wrap on the big story. We'll continue giving you all the top focus through the day. Stay on with us.